Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wade Watches. Welcome to another amazing, awesome, fresh out of the movie theater review. Where today I just got through watching Primate. This is, of course, the one of the latest January 2026 horror films to drop. And if you're a frequent moviegoer like me, if you're a regular cinephile, you know that horror in January. It's like a roll of the dice. Some have been really terrible, but we've also gotten some really solid ones, especially in recent years. So it's 50-50, and this is one of the ones that just kind of falls in between, but nonetheless, I had myself a good time with it. Simply put, because it doesn't try to do too much in too little time. Going into it, I was kind of expecting like at least some part of this to deal with the whole ethical debate on keeping exotic animals like chimpanzees, because of course there are some people who are very much against that, but there are some people who do own exotic animals and they're like, what's the difference between that and owning a dog or a cat? So I just because of the premise alone, I did go in thinking like they were going to do that. No, what you want from this, what you expect, what they've been selling you on, and of course it's another horror movie that has a little trailer where all the cameras are in the theaters catching the audience's reactions and people are nearly having a heart attack. Everything you want from this, everything it sold you on, that's like 99% of the movie. There is that 1% where, slower moments in the bare minimum character development, but 99% of this movie is what they're selling you on in the trailers, and I salute it for that. I'm glad that you know that you're an 80-minute long horror movie, and that you know ultimately what everyone is really coming to see, and you just stick to that. You don't try and do like a Planet of the Apes 2.0 sort of thing where Ben here is a very deep and complex and troubled character. No, he gets pissed off, something happens, and now our characters have to run from him, and that's the movie. That's pretty much all that there is. I am not mad at that. I don't fault it for that. And wrapping it up, I'm gonna go ahead and give Primate a solid 8 out of 10. I know it's a high rating, but I do have to stress it's nothing masterful, but it was a crowd pleaser from start to finish. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like that it didn't have like this plethora of exploring ethical issues. I like that I didn't mind that the characters weren't the most complex people in the world, because I did go into this wanting to see all the horror carnage goodness like a lot of other people, and that's 99% of what this is, and I absolutely enjoyed it and adored it. But it's probably not going to go on the best of 2026 list at the end of the year, but at the moment, it being the first film that I saw in 2026 and delivering on the goods, I'm happy with it. I'm very pleased with Primate, so it's a solid 8 out of 10. This has been another edition of Wade Watches. Have you guys seen Primate? If you have, let me know what you think in the comments below, and what is your favorite man versus nature story or horror film where it's just an animal that exists in the real world, but perhaps it's an exaggerated version of it. What man versus nature horror film works best for you? Please feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you lovely people next time. Peace.